guys, and welcome to the Make Me a Pro video series. So today I'm at the Thomson Reuters Millennial Summit and they have their after work drinks. Now one thing about New York is they love their rooftop nighttime events. So today I'm just going to be collating a few different voices. There's a lot of people here from London who've also moved across, and so I'll be hearing their experiences on what they think about New York, first impressions, and generally any differences with the City of London. So check it out.
Hi, my name is Rita. I've only been here for like 2 months.
I'm Tara Mahdi. Been here for 3 months.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I work at Interactive Data and I've been in New York for about 3 months now.
I'm Mark, I work for UBS. I've also been here for 3 months.
And New York's absolutely amazing. There's so many things to do. There's always activities, and then you can check out Time Out. And then the best time I had was like Halloween. Dress up, everyone dresses up. It's different to in London. London you do dress up, it's more scary. Over here it's more creative. So New York's quite creative.
New York is definitely different to London, but also very similar. I think there's definitely similarities that have been made, but I think I'm swinging towards London a little bit, I think, but New York definitely has its own charm. I can definitely take a lot, I can like extract a lot from America and New York in itself and bring back and really make an impression back in London. I think, for example, like confidence and like in your Americans say what they. I think in the workplace is definitely very true. As in sometimes us English can be quite passive aggressive and we'll say things and not know what we meant. Whereas I think in America they'll just I need this spreadsheet done, do it now, and it's just very in your face. But I think that's a good thing. It's not negative how.
It's a bit mad. It's the general first impression. And so much going on all the time, which is fairly similar to London, but it's just got an extra edge of crazy on it. And it's also kind of, there's a large element of the fear of missing out because, if you come here alone, it's can be kind of terrifying. But also, you meet so many kind people here. I randomly one day met some people in the morning and was hanging out with them in the evening, with the invite to go and see them again at a later date.
Work environment's really like relaxed. Like my boss is really chilled. Like I can talk to him about anything. It's just like open. Nothing too formal, whereas in London it's a bit more formal. It has to be in emails. If you talk to the person like one-on-one, you have to like, as per your email or like as per our conversation, it's quite formal.
Working here is relatively similar to working in London, potentially for me just because it's the same industry. Just that I learn what British colloquialisms are not familiar to Americans here. Like nobody knows what a jumper is. It's the exact same thing as a sweater. Genuinely, people have asked me, what is a jumper? It's just a jumper. I don't know how else to describe it.
They make a point of culture, and I think everywhere here, we get days off. We get one personal day, and that's due to so many religions that you take one day. You can take one day because if you don't do Christmas, say you're Jewish and you do a Jewish holiday. Hanukkah, thank you. I think that there's so much different types of people, and you can tell it with the food. For example, I think there's just from Harlem to Brooklyn, you can get all manner of things, like assorting of different foods, but the same foods, but all different tastes. And I think the food truck culture is definitely something I've very much enjoyed.
And you've got sort of more areas with ethnicity focus, kind of. I've been told that Queens has a lot of Latinos and Indians. I have been told to go and eat there a lot. Haven't quite made it up there. But I recently went to a restaurant in Harlem, which was a fantastic French restaurant not in your typical sort of fanfare of this is, you know, a fancy French restaurant with fancy food. It's just in Harlem, and they did fantastic food, so you don't have to go somewhere that looks the part to get that kind of quality.
Okay guys, so there you have it, my first networking event in New York, and it was really refreshing to have some perspectives from London as well, to really give you a first impression of New York from other people's perspectives. I definitely had a few takeaways that I was chuckling at myself when I was recording. The idea of colloquialisms that Tara mentioned, it definitely is really funny in the office to decode English sayings. What pants is to someone is very different to someone else. What a jumper is also very different. So it's just really funny to have that kind of cultural difference between London and New York, well, the UK and the USA anyway. And I definitely loved what Mark said about the openness and the kind of directness of Americans. I think in New York particularly, it's more pronounced, and they have a reputation for being more direct than most people. And I think it's refreshing to have that in a work environment. Not to take away anything from the UK at all. I just think it's a different style of working. And I think what they all mentioned in various different ways about the cultural element, New York is definitely a melting pot of different ethnicities, different cultures, different histories melting together in one area. So I think there's always definitely something going on in the city, and a show to catch, a museum to go to, and everyone's willing to make recommendations, from the stranger on the subway to your co-worker at work. So it's something to make the most of and really harness to its full potential. And from a networking perspective, I think for me, I didn't really feel any difference between London and New York in that particular instance, because for me personally, I'm a strong believer that any opportunity is a networking opportunity. One of the key things that I have a discussion about between my friends, and some of the feedback I get from people, is we put networking in this box. So networking is this face that we have to put on, or this chore that we have to do for work, when really any opportunity you have to speak to a stranger is a networking opportunity. What you do with that in the end is, it really determines what that kind of relationship is. So I would say, have a listen to the podcast I did with Suzanne Rowan that I will put in the bio. And just have a listen to how to work a room, how to network in the business sense. But also, don't put it in this thing that networking is this thing that I have to do. It's just a conversation, it's just a chat, and it's just presenting yourself, presenting the best face of yourself in order to kind of build your network of friends, your network of people, your network of business contacts. It's all one in the same thing. So until next time, guys.